Just before we begin today, I'd like to acknowledge something. There are some famous men out there that have one fingernail polished. I found out that that's part of an initiative called the Polished Man, and it's supposed to help bring awareness to 1 in 5 children who are abused by the time they reach 18. And it's a request to ask men to paint one of their fingernails, 1 out of 5 fingers, to represent the 1 in 5 kids. So I think I'm going to try that this week. I went with blue. We'll see. Greetings everyone, it's your boy Tiberius, and today I would like to tell you a little story. Now, once upon a time, there was a little boy named Toby. Now, Toby was not very popular in his school. Every day after school, Toby would walk by the park on his way home, and he would notice all of the popular boys in his class would get together in the park and play baseball, and all of the popular good-looking girls would kind of come and hang out. And so Toby really wanted to be a member of this group. So he started hanging around the ball field, and finally he mustered up his courage. He went out there and he asked if he would be allowed to play. Now at first the other boys were reluctant, but finally one of them, a particularly kind little boy in his class, agreed to let Toby try to play. Toby was overjoyed. So he went out onto the field, and on the very first play of the game, a fly ball came right in his direction, and the boy playing next to him came over to try to catch the ball. Well, Toby saw his opportunity, and right at the last moment, he swatted the ball out of the air to prevent the other boy from catching it. Then, while the other boy was attempting to recover the ball that Toby had just knocked down, Toby charged down the base runner, now between first and second base, and tackled him right in the middle of the baseline. Needless to say, it wasn't long before the other boys asked Toby to leave, and he wasn't able to play with them anymore. So Toby ran home, very upset, to his mother and told her what had happened. Toby's mother was a very warm woman, and she loved her son very much. And seeing how upset he was, she put her arms around him, and she told him that he was special and he was unique. If the other kids on the baseball field could not learn to accept him for who he was and how he wanted to play, then he should just not play with them anymore, and he should not be looking for their approval. Now, what do you think of this story? Do you think Toby's mother was right? What would you have said to him if that had been your son? I would like to give everyone the opportunity to stop and meditate on this story for a few minutes, on Toby, what he did, what happened, and what his mother told him. And I'm going to come back and make a second part of this video where I want to discuss what I think about it, and how I believe that even though this story is a little bit ridiculous, I feel that it really does illustrate a point that I'd like to discuss. So I'm going to come back and make a second part of this video after everyone's had a chance to think about it. Let's discuss a little bit what I think this story illustrates. And so until then, this is your boy Tiberius. Everyone have a good night.